Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I just did the video for OSU versus Michigan. Michigan's offense against Ohio State's defense. So this time I'm going to talk about Michigan's defense against Ohio State's offense. Now, Ohio State's deep offense has been playing well. They've gotten Travion Henderson back healthy for the last, about 4 or 5 weeks or so, and he's been running very well and very hard and very well. You also got Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, Cade Stover, Ibuka. So they're healthy at the right time, at least I believe. So, the big thing in going against Ryan Day and his offenses, and this is any game, it's not just for Ohio State. The big thing for the Michigan defense to do going against Ohio State's offense is make them one-dimensional. And what you want to take away is you want to take away the run game. Travion Henderson is busting off big long runs and things like that. He's busting them off in pause, I guess. He's busting off long runs and he's eating. So the thing you want to do and take away is you want to take that away. Now, of course, a good player, great player, you're always going to give up some yards to him. You're always going to give up some yards. But you don't want to give up that big time touchdown. You don't want to let him do like Donovan did at the end of the game last year and take it 60 and 70, things like that. No, you can give up like the run that Singleton had. You can give up a 30-yarder, just make the tackle. Just don't let him get in that end zone. So then you still have the chance to stop them and make them get 3. So that's the thing. And whenever you're going against Ohio State, and this has been the same thing from the last 2 years, you want to limit you don't want to give up the big time play, the back killing touchdown, 60 and 70 yards and 50 yards down the field. You just don't want to do that. You want to force them to dink and dunk, because Ryan Day, he gets antsy. And he'll start going for it on fourth and things like that. So the big thing is shut down their run game or stop it to where Ryan Day isn't patient enough to keep going to it, or maybe he even goes to it when it's obvious that it's been shut down. So to me that's the focus, and you want to put the game on Kyle McCord. That's who you want the game in. And I said this, I don't know when it was, a couple videos ago. I've watched him in all his big games, whether it was Penn State, Notre Dame. I watched him when the game was pretty much over and he had the biggest sighs of relief of, this is a lot of pressure. He's had the same, like, man, this is a lot of pressure being the quarterback here. In both of those games, he's had that all that pressure has been on him, and he feels it. So you want to put the game on him. And I know somebody's going to say it, Ohio State fans. I know somebody's going to say it. Well, you put the game on him, we got Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a fact. And they target him a lot. So the thing about that is you still want to put the game, because Marvin Harrison Jr. can run a perfect route. Kyle McCord still has to throw the ball and get it to him. Just because he done ran a great route and he's wide open, that don't mean that don't mean McCord gonna see him, and he gonna see him because he throws to him. He targets him like every time now. But that don't mean he'll have the time to get it to him, or that doesn't mean he'll have a good throw when he throws it to him. You know what I'm saying? So you want to put the pressure on him to be great. The same way we took the pressure and put it on CJ Stroud to not be good, to be great. And that's not an easy thing. It's not easy to be great at quarterback going against a good defense. It's not easy to be great. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You want to put the pressure on him and make him beat you. You don't want him to be able to lean on TreVeyon Henderson, and TreVeyon Henderson is busted off long runs because it takes the pressure off McCord. You know, they get up, less pressure. Now okay, I can afford to throw these passes, and it's not as much pressure. I can afford to do this. I can afford to make a mistake because it's not as much pressure. So that's the thing. You want to shut down their run game, put it on McCord. Now, with Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm not sure if they're going to try to bracket him, keep a safety over the top, or you're going to go one-on-one with Will Johnson or Josh Wallace. Now, the thing about Josh Wallace, he's been susceptible to double moves. If he has good coverage just in general, the problem is he just gets lit up on the double move. It's like he don't even think about a double move ever coming, and when it does, boy, he gets lit up. That's his weakness, is the double move. You know, he's just always anticipating that out route or that sluggo, the slant, and then he gets hit with a sluggo or an out and up, and he is just toast. Like, that's the problem with him. But besides double move, Josh Wallace has good coverage. But Ryan Day's not stupid, so expect to see somebody do a double move against Josh Wallace. Let's just pray that there's a safety over the top, or let's just pray that this dude actually doesn't bite on that first move and is actually prepared for the double move. That would be the best thing, to not have to put a safety over top of you. But honestly, if it's me, I'm putting safeties over the top because I want them to dink and dunk. I want them to dink and dunk and have to matriculate down the field and consistently execute. See, when you're a dink and dunk offense, or because McCord, when he's not throwing him Harrison, he's a check down king, you know, so he checks it down a lot. The thing about, you know, you can check it down, but if you're dinking and dunking and, like, let's say that's your offense, it's just you're executing consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like Brady. We're not comparing anyone to Brady, but like Brady when he was at New England. For a lot of those years, he was dinking and dunking. And it's hard to stop because he's going to execute consistently. So, yeah, you might stop one play, but can you stop me 3 times from getting the first down? No, you're not. Because I'm going to consistently execute. I'm going to out-execute your defense. So, that's the thing. You want to make this dude have to consistently execute the offense well. On him, not TreVeyon, because that's going to be his crutch to lean on. Oh, take some pressure off me. No, we're putting it all on you, buddy. You got to win this game. You know, so Will Johnson, back to Marvin Harrison. Will Johnson has been, he's still a good corner, but he's not, I don't think he's as good as he was last year. To me, he doesn't look as fast. To me, he looks a lot stiffer when he runs, and he's not getting his hands on the receiver as well as he did last year. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be something to look out for. I'm not sure if they'll try to have him follow Marvin Harrison Jr. around, or they'll just, you know, play it as it goes, whether it's Josh Wallace or Will Johnson. Whoever side he goes to, that's who has him. We'll see. I mean, they're both good corners. It's just Will Johnson was playing at an elite level last year, and he's still kind of elite this year. I mean, I'm not saying he's trash. It's just I'm comparing him to last year. So he had the surgery or whatever in the offseason, and to me, he's still not what he was last year. So we'll see about that. Me, I'd put safeties over the top most of the time, because I just don't want to give up those big plays. That's what I would do. I'd keep the safeties high a lot, unless TreVeyon is just ripping off nice gains consistently. Now you got to change up what you want to do. Hopefully that's not the case, because now you got to change up what you want to do. Now you're letting Ryan Day's offense dictate what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Which you never want to let the offense dictate what you do on defense. So to me, it's pretty much the same as last year. Shut down their run game. Make them dink and dunk. If you do, you can, and this is the big thing that you have to remember and you have to understand. You can give up yards 20-20. The big thing is making Ohio State kick field goals and getting those big time third down stops. So Ryan Day gets antsy and wants to go for it on fourth. And when he does go for it on fourth, you hit him with you get nothing. You got greedy, now you get nothing. Give me that ball. So that's the big thing about that. You can give up yards. The same way we gave up yards in the last 2 games. We give up yards, but you have to hold up when they get in the red zone and force them to kick a field goal or go for it on fourth, and hopefully you get the stop. Now, if they get to the 1 yard line in the red zone, you might as well count it, because they're going to do that push, that tush push, that bush push, whatever you want to call it. And that thing is about unstoppable. Like, it just is. You rarely see that play stopped, especially if it's a nice sized quarterback. It is what it is. That's just a part of football now. But they get to the half a yard, they gonna do that tush push. You can almost count that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want them to get that close. Make them kick field goals so you can, if your offense is stacked, if Michigan's offense is a little bit stagnant, you're not forced to have to change up your game plan if it's, I want to really establish the run and bleed out the clock and all that stuff, which it probably will be. You have to stop them. You're going to give up yards. You're going to give up some big plays, but you can't let them get the back-breaking touchdown long plays. That's the big thing about playing Ohio State. You just have to. We saw it against Penn. We saw Penn State do it. We saw Notre Dame do it. Make them go the whole field. Don't give up these big plays. You do that, and you're going to be in the game against Ohio State, I believe. You just can't give up the big play. Notre Dame, the big play against them was the Travion Henderson had a long run that kind of sealed it for him. You know what I'm saying? So a long touchdown run. You just can't give up those long touchdown plays to them. They're a big play offense. They want the big plays. That's what Ryan Day wants. He wants big plays. Now, Michigan's front four, I'm not sure. And, my Maryland postgame video, I was talking about the dropping the ends out. Michigan does that. We've been doing that all year for this game. This is the game that they've been doing it for. And this is why I say I like it. I do like it. But to me, I think you have to be cautious with it, to me. Because last year, the last 2 years, you could really get away with it like that. Well, let's just say last year, because 2 years ago we had Aiden and Ojabo. Those dudes weren't dropping out that much. They were coming. You know what I'm saying? So last year you got away with a lot more because CJ Stroud refused to run. Like last year in the game, there were plenty of times where CJ probably could have picked up 10 yards, 7 yards to keep Ohio State's offense on track, and he just refused to run the ball when it would be wide open because we're dropping our ends out and stuff like that, or we just didn't have a pass rush because Mike Morris was out of that game. CJ Stroud left a ton of yards that he could have ran and got on the field. I think Kyle McCord is gonna be smart enough or in tune enough to realize there's nobody here. I can go get 6-7 yards. I don't even have to try to throw it. Let me go get these 6 or 7. Woohoo! I think he's going to be happy to go get those yards if they're there. Because that's just a smart play. Like, I think CJ Stroud, I think the pressure just got to him and he just wasn't thinking. Like, there's plenty of yards to get. You don't have to throw it every time, bro. You can go get 10 yards. So that's my problem with that, because when we do that, we don't get a good pass rush. Now, if they're throwing a quick slant, then if they're throwing a quick slant and you recognize that that's what's coming and you do that, well, that's the move, because he's trying to get rid of it quick to the outside. I mean, to the inside the hash, basically, or inside the numbers, on a slant route. Okay, you got your end dropping out. You're prepared for it. Now it makes him hold the ball, or he may throw a pick or get it or get it batted down or something like that. But if they're not running that play, or if you've got a patient quarterback, then he'll still be able to go to his other reads, because the pass rush isn't going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's going to be crucial that when he does do that stuff, and somebody was saying Ohio State stacks receivers, and that's a good look for them when those ends drop out, and that's a fact. I'm not saying you're not right, and that we've prepared dropping those ends out for this game. This is what they've done that all year for, is so those guys can be prepared to do that and do it well, which they still don't do it that well, but they've done it for this game. You know what I'm saying? My only problem with it is if the play we're expecting isn't there, and then those ends drop out and we don't get a pass rush, and then we give up 10 yards, 15 yards, on a third down, on a crucial third down, or on a first down when the game is, teetering, giving up free yards just because, we guessed wrong and we don't have a pass rush. We don't have a pass rush because we dropped our ends into coverage, and we're rushing three, or sometimes we're rushing 3, so that's my big thing. I want to put the pressure on McCord. I want to put, if I'm Jesse Minter, I want to put the pressure in the game in McCord's hands, but I also want to put it in Kenneth Grant's hands, Braden McGregor's hands, Jalen Harrell's hands, Josiah Stewart's hands, Mason Graham hands. I want those guys to be able to feast on McCord in Ohio State's offensive line. I want them to make McCord feel that pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. I feel like those dudes can eat a little more and create havoc getting to the quarterback, but they have to be able to rush to do that. They can't do that when they drop it in the cover. So, I mean, it's a give and a take. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I want them boys to eat, because I think they can. I think they can. But they have to be given the opportunities to consistently do that. But I think Michigan's defense can definitely slow down Ohio State's offense, because they think they back healthy, flying around with all their weapons. But it's just limited big plays. You have to stop the run, because that's part of the big plays, because Henderson is a home run hitter. Slow him down, shut him down, and put the game on McCord, and be smart enough to deal with Marvin Harrison, because that's the first look. He's getting targeted a lot. So that's the first look. It's either Marvin Harrison or Stover, and we'll see how Rod Moore and Makari Page deal with Stover, and the linebackers also. Stover's a good tight end. So we'll see how that, because those are McCord's safety blankets. Harrison and Stover. But you just want to shut down. You want them in third and long. You want to shut down those early runs. So McCord really has to put the team on his back. You want to shut down that run. Make him be great. Make him be great. And I don't think he can be or will be if he's in that position. You know what I'm saying? I think that pressure I think that pressure in that home crowd of Michigan's crowd should be rocking in this one. You know what I'm saying? Michigan's crowd should be rocking, and I think Ohio State is going to feel that, and especially McCord being the quarterback. So you want all that pressure on him. You don't want him to be able to lean on that run game. You want him to have to feel that I have to win this, and I don't think he's going to be prepared to do that. And with saying that, you put it on him, and when they do get yards, hold them to 3. Make them kick field goals. So you can still have whatever game plan you want to have on offense by making them kick field goals, because field goals just keep the other team in the game. It's happened the last 2 years. They've gotten the red zone. Michigan has gotten stops. Ohio State's kicking field goals. Michigan is getting touchdowns. Ball game. So that's the thing. I didn't talk about Mbuka. He's back. So that's just another weapon. I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see him in the slot against Sainristil. The thing about Sainristil is Sainristil gets beat quite a bit. I'm not going to front. He does get beat. But he makes up for it because he gets interceptions. He's got like 5 picks. So that's a matchup that could go either way to me. I think that'll be a battle. Mbuka and Sainristil, because Sainristil and Mbuka is going to beat him sometimes. But if the throw isn't on point, Sainristil is usually in good enough coverage, and if he gets his hands on it right now, he's bringing it down. I think he understands. I think Sainristil at this point understands, and the same probably with like Blake and some of these other guys, that all right, this is my last year, and I'm trying to get this championship, and if it's a play to make, I got to make this play. I got too many. Somebody got to lead this team, and hey, it look like it's me. It look like it's me. So I got to make this play. So I expect to see Sainristil is going to get targeted, but it's going to depend on how the throw is. If the throw isn't great, expect him to get a pick or something. He gonna make a play. But if the throw is great, because he'll get beat. But if the throw isn't on time and on point, he'll take that ball from you. That's just a fact. So that's another matchup that's going to be interesting, because they're definitely going to have Mbuka in the slot going against him sometimes, probably maybe a lot of the time. So that'll be interesting to see how those two go at it. That'll be a good battle to watch, honestly, probably. But I think that's it for the most part. Ohio State's offensive line has played pretty well. They're gelling at the right time, and they're also going against lower, not as good teams. So they got the opportunity to look better. But you also got Travion Henderson, who is balling right now. So I think Ohio State's offensive line can still be taken advantage of, blitzing, and also with the pass rush. I still think that. And I think the big thing, let me touch on this some more because I didn't really touch on it. The big thing about this game is to stop their run game like we want to and we need to do. Junior Colson, Mike Barrett, and Ernest Hausman have to ball out. They have to ball out, because we don't want Travion Henderson getting in the second level, because Rod Moore still isn't exactly where we would want him to be. And, you just don't want to be, the way he's running, weaving through, he don't really make many moves. He just he's so fast, he just weaves. He'll weave through your defense. It's kind of interesting to watch. But, with all that speed, that's what he's doing. So Junior Colson, I would honestly, early in this game, I would play Hausman early to shut down that run. I'd probably bring Mike Barrett in more for when I want to blitz, and blitz him up the middle. He's a good blitzer up the middle. So that's what I would do. But as far as every down, for the most part, I'd play Hausman with Colson, because it's crucial to stop that run game. Those dudes got to ball out. Like, you can't be letting Travion Henderson get to the second level. It's just not going to be good for us. That front seven, in particular the linebackers, they have to ball out in this one, to shut down that run game. It's just crucial for them, But that's what I got on this one. To me, I'd keep two safeties high most of the time. Don't want to give up the big plays. Shut down their run game and put the game on Kyle McCord to beat us and make him be great, not good. Make him be great. So that's all I got for this one. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.